Yeah, yeah, yeah. Question, tell me what you think about me. Got my own diamonds and I got my own rings. Only ring is steady when I'm feeling lonely. When it's all over, please get up and leave. Question, tell me how you feel about this. Trying to control me, boy, you get dismissed. Pay my own dollar and I pay my own bill. Always 50-50 in relationships, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Yeah. I hope you know I'm for the taking. Yeah, you know this cookie's for the bacon. Kitty, kitty, baby, get that thing some rest. Cause you done beat it like the 68 Jets. Diamonds ain't nothing when I'm rockin' with you. Diamonds ain't nothing when I'm shining with you. Keep it white and black as if I'm your sister. I'm too hot to walk around town out here with you. Shoes on my feet, the watch I'm rockin', the clothes I'm rockin'. Cause I depend on me, the car I'm driving. Oh, when I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, 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 wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts, yeah. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Hey, yeah.
Okay, black women, I wanted to do this video because I want to talk about Eclipse and black men this coming August 21st. And I want you to know that we all have pretty much understood that we've moved on from black men. Especially black American men. I leave a little room for black men who are not from this country, whatever continent they're from, but not a very... I don't leave a lot of room for that, but I do leave room for that in your lives if you meet people that are brown skin, red, yellow, brown, white, whatever, and they are not black American men. I am very much open to black women expanding their options. I really am. And I think being single and being celibate is a very viable option as well, especially because we have a very toxic culture, and even if someone's body is clean, the chances of their minds and their hearts being clean are just slim to none at this point. Most men, let's face it, are, out here dating more than one woman, spreading all kinds of STDs or wanting to sleep with more than one woman, and most of them have children out of wedlock. Most of them are not trying to marry the women that they have children with. In fact, you could be their next victim to become a single mother as far as they're concerned. And so because we have so many black men who are addicted to porn, who are addicted to dating multiple women at one time, who have a pimp mentality, who are just not in a place to be good boyfriends, husbands, or fathers, I think it's fair to say that we should just eclipse them all on August 21st, making that the great eclipse of the black man in America. That's why that eclipse is coming. The eclipse, when you have a sun eclipse, it represents eclipsing men or males. When you have a moon eclipse, it represents female energy. So because we have a national movement of people who will be watching the eclipse, this is like history. So it's nationwide history that's going to be made. This eclipse will definitely be, and it's going from east to west, making it completely total in its reach. And that means you, black woman, have to be willing to, it means that you have to make a new beginning out of something concerning your life. And you can't do that as long as you have black men on YouTube telling you how worthless you are and all of that. And you can't do that as long as you have black women who are having conversations on YouTube that are not moving you forward. And I want to encourage you, I want us all to basically just go on a fast from, I would just say, talking about black men. And I think because most eclipses, the energy can be felt anywhere from a month before the eclipse to a month after, to even up to 6 months after. The effects of an eclipse can be felt that far after it's happened. I would say we should go on a 6-month fast of talking about black men. And during that 6-month phase, there's many things that I want us to get busy doing, but I want the women who are serious about this to take me up on that. If you're not serious about it and you don't see a need to do it, then you keep doing what you always have been. But you can clearly see that we've been given a lot of signs that tell us that it's time to move on from black men, and that includes talking about them as much as we have. One of the signs I can tell you is things have not quite lined up for black women on YouTube to unite the way that it should have. And so what has happened is we are all being left as these kind of individual little tribes. And that's not really good in terms of moving things forward for black women, because what we would have needed to do is come together as a collective, and that did not happen. What happened is we got splintered off into all of these different groups and tribes, and lots of things happened to basically attack the sisterhood on YouTube. That was both internally and externally. So with that being said, I really think it's best for all black women to kind of, the ones that are hearing this video, to consider what has been, consider what is, and consider what will be in terms of what we've been through here on YouTube. What has been is that we've been outnumbered by a lot of hateful people online. When I say online, I'm not just talking about YouTube. I'm talking about across the whole internet. And we've not been able to get the support that we need to get things done. However, and if we have been able to get things done, the sisterhood has taken a great blow among us and among ourselves, which is not good. Okay? So I want black women to take a stand against the black man and eclipse him. We've used other terms, and I think eclipsing the black man is the ultimate message from the universe. It's not a boycott. It's not a purge. It's not divest. It's all of that. It's boycott, divest, purge, and eclipse the black man. And the universe is all going to be lining up everything that you need to have happen on August 21st so that that's possible. And that's how you know. And, all of the events leading up to this eclipse let me know that we need to move on as black women. But we don't need to forget what we've learned. We've learned quite a bit about the darkness of the black man and the things that he's capable of doing. Not only have we learned about it by him confessing it out of his own mouth, we've been able to even read their commentary about how much they hate black women. And that, when you have a group of people who are in your same race who are determined to hate you at the flick of a wrist, anything, you can sneeze and these men hate you, then that lets you know that they are not in sync and not in alignment with universal energy. They are forces of darkness, and their darkness is dangerous to us as black women. And because of their danger, and because of the danger they have continued to put black women in, it's time for us to raise our vibrations and our frequency and take the darkness that we have been learning about, studying, talking about, blogging about, vlogging about, commenting about, and let that knowledge help you make some gains now in life. Okay? It's kind of like just knowing that when it rains, you need a raincoat. That's how natural this information about black men that we've been discussing on YouTube should be to you. Some of you, it may not have been that natural at first. It might have felt very painful to learn and realize that so many women are having to accept that black men are extremely demonic and toxic. Some of you, that may have come as a surprise, and it may have shocked you. Okay, so with all of that being said, I just want to encourage black women that if you're not finished thinking about how evil and toxic black men are, that's perfectly fine, because like I said, it's going to be something that comes much more natural to you now than it used to. So it should not ever slip your mind that black men absolutely in this country are toxic, and that the majority of them are a waste of your time. What I want for you to do as black women is to continue to grow and find things that are going to be positive building blocks in your life. You know, we're the only race of women who have to deal with basically dumping our men for good. Like, there's nothing else to get out of black men. They're not going to change. They're not going to apologize. They will never be different. And especially the ones who are born in this soil. You know, a lot of them will try to make it seem like it's us. But it's not us, it's them. And that's why they try to beat everybody to the internet to tell their little lies and use this hate speech to talk about us as black women. And so what I want to say is, in order for us to make the change necessary as black women, we have to rise above their evil, and we have to be in constant action against their evil. That means we cannot stand here and act like we did not learn all the things that we've learned, but we cannot also afford to continue wallowing and dwelling in their evil. There's a new day coming, and we're going to use the eclipse to start that new day. Some of you are going to say you've already started a new day, you've already left a black man behind, but you know, you have to understand there comes a time when even the collective must recognize something. So we need to recognize that it's over. It's over. I think we should always have some conversations about the things that regard black men, because it'll always be a part of our lives. You know, you can't change your history. If you've dated a bunch of men that are basically not worth shit, then you're going to always have some reference to that point in your life. But you're going to also be aware that you need to create a new future, a new beginning, black women. And at this time, I'm going to basically end this video, because I'm going to save the rest of my commentary for my Patreon members. So if you know, again, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing video commentary, because there's a big shift happening globally, and I don't want black women to miss it, because we've been focusing on black men so much. I don't want us to miss it. I think that it's like, let's bury them. August 21st, if you can't do something to create some kind of ending ritual or whatever for black men, then just know that that's what the purpose of this video is. It's to allow you all to talk about the conclusion of things with black men. When I do videos in the future, there will be more directed towards any Patreon members that I have. And I will post videos here from time to time. But I want to encourage y'all black women, get away from this conversation about black men as much as you can. Unless the only time you need to have these conversations is when you are talking to other black women who feel the same way you do in real life. If you have a personal relationship with them online. And so I want to encourage you, that is the only way. I really think that we will not grow much further than we have in terms of this movement, because there were several things getting in our way. But because those things got in our way, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't start a new beginning anyway. The black women who don't know or who didn't get the message, it might not be too late for them, but it's too late for them to get it in the way that what I was presenting. And I just think it's time for us to move forward. I want to have black women make a shift and make a more spiritual, more universal, more cosmic entry into their futures, and to build something better than what black men and other haters have tried to put down for you and for us. That's what I really think we need to be doing. I think that we're gonna have better lives if we find ways to stick together and to change the conversation over time. Or, like I said, talking about the problem in small doses going forward. Talking about this beast, this monster, this creature in small doses, but not in large doses daily. I think we have reached a saturation point, and I'm interested in helping guide black women very gently away from these discussions about black men online. And again, I recommend, if you're talking with your friends, if you're talking with someone in real life, these are people that know you, that care about you, that are interested in you. I think it's healthy. But I think as far as what we're trying to accomplish online, I think it's at a closing point. And I don't want August 21st to catch us off guard by missing this opportunity. Let's, on August 21st, send up a big universal bye-bye to black men. At that eclipse, what we're eclipsing is his evil, his hatred, his negativity, his wickedness, his darkness, his buffoonery, his coonery, his sluttery, his rapery, his killery, his murdery, his whatever he's been doing. Let's get rid of it. Let's let him go. Let's let him reap what he sows by himself. And we're gonna shut the door. Don't watch any videos that deal with this black man, whether he's in it, whether it's about him. It doesn't matter. I think it's time to move on. When I talk about black men, if at all in the future, it's going to be as kind of like a click, like a flash, like that's it, like it's over. Like, I'm going to talk about him from the point of view of someone that you would know from your very distant past. He is not a part of the new beginning and the future for black women. He's going to come on my video. He's going to say really mean things. He's going to try to provoke you all. Tell him off. Have fun doing it. Be done with him. Understand why he's doing it. Because his intention was to drag you into a ditch. He wanted to drag you with all of his darkness into the future. So he clouds your mind. So because you can't get but so far, and you can't be but so productive because there's not so many hours in the day in the first place. You can't get but so far dragging this black man in your thoughts and in your spirit and in your mind. You just can't. So he's got to go, along with all of the handmaidens and all of the black women who insist on worshiping and idolizing this sick beast. So what I want to ask you, black women, is if you are serious about what I'm saying, you can let me know in the comment section. You can comment to me in a private message, however you want to deal with this. But August 21st, we're going to eclipse the black man from our life. That's the black American man specifically. Some of you might feel that I am speaking of all black men. I'm not talking about the ones that are in your family, because you can't choose your family. Although if you have some bastards in your family that are disrespecting you, that have not shown you the grace and the love that you deserve over the years, I recommend eclipsing them. You don't have to say anything. This is just something that is spiritual. It is a final purging. And again, I want you to guard your ears, your eyes, your heart, your mind, your private spaces, black women. Do not let anyone or anything violate your sacred spaces as black women, especially black men. But be careful of the conversations that you have about them, what you listen to, the music, the conversations. The only thing you're going to be talking about is how much you are striving to bring this to a close in your life, to end this chapter with him, to close him, to eclipse him. That's what the conversation should be right now. finalizing the discussions. Now, the final discussions about this black man may take some time, may take a day, may take a few hours, may take a few weeks, and for some of you, may take a few months, and God forbid, some of you, a few years. But there's no real reason why anyone who's been paying attention to the signs should be still deeply immersed in this conversation about the black man. Let what we have discussed already be good enough for you. If again you need to discuss something, talk about it with a close friend, talk about it in private messages with black women, talk about it in private spaces. Okay, I have the private spaces I have. You know, you can private message me. You can join me on Facebook, and you can private message me there. You can join my Patreon account. That's a private page for some of my supporters. I recommend that we move out of allowing this black male, this demonic energy that he has tried to cover us with. Let's come from up under that energy, and let's begin. Let's start again. On August 21st. Let's have a new beginning. I'm going to be getting busier as the weeks go by. I have highs and lows in my busyness and in my schedule, but I will do videos from time to time, okay? Because I understand the importance of saying something to what we've all been building on. But again, I want us to take a break from it, and I want you to. This is what I want you to do. Comment and talk to me and talk to sisters in this video. Purge, get it off your chest. Let us know how you're feeling. And then we want to, on August 21st, I want you all to go on a purge from talking about black men for 30 days, starting on August 21st. So let's make a concerted effort to do that. And even if you don't understand why you need to do it, I think it's going to be very helpful for some of you to do that. And it's going to free some of you from the baggage and the toxins, because we need to get from up under this darkness that has been created from black men and black men alone. And we don't want to live and wallow in their pain and their sickness, or the pain that they caused and the sicknesses that they caused. We want to be able to raise our own vibrations, black women. So please, join me August 21st. This will be a quiet protest, a quiet eclipsing of black men. You don't have to shout it to anybody. You don't have to tell anybody. If you have people you trust and you know, sure, tell them. Let them, join you in this. I will give further details on things that I suggest you do to consolidate this. And I know that I'm not affected much by black men anymore, and that I'm over them, because I went to an event recently, and it was like a big party. Actually, it was kind of like a festival and a party. And I tell you, I wasn't fazed by any of the black men, not only that I saw, but that other sisters were with. I told one of my friends that I just really don't find them attractive at this point, and I know that it's over because they're just still continuing to do the same thing that they've always done. They pretend they're pro-black when they're at pro-black events, but that's to get money and sex, to find women or to sell products. And so there's no real strong motivation there for me with black American males. This one guy even proposed to a sister, and he was a baby daddy and she was a baby mama, and he said that she had been there for him and made him believe in himself again and all that, which is great. However, I was like, he's a baby daddy. And with the way that a lot of black men have not taken responsibility for their own penises, I just don't have any faith in them when they're baby daddies. Like, I feel like the black women who are single mothers are the actual victims. And as long as they try to correct themselves in their errors or their mistakes that they made with black men, it's different to me. I just don't see it. I just don't see black men who get a second chance to date married women when they're baby daddies as fair, because they're the actual ones knocking people up. Like, That's all I'm trying to say right now. It's over for black men in this country. And I keep saying in this country because I want you to know that. They have damaged themselves. They're walking corpses. And I've done a lot of videos because I wanted black women to recognize that fact alone. So with this eclipse on August 21st, let it be the end of black men for you in this country. If you want it to be. Now, I'm not talking about the ones of you who are married or dating or who's actually working on something productive with a black man. But for the most part, we know that most of them aren't going very far in life, and they're really secretly relying on you to take them to where they want to go. And there's just so many positive things that we need to be doing to build ourselves and move away from them. And we're going to use that day as a starting day. We're going to come back in 30 days and see how we do with it. Sisters, I'm wishing us all the very best. Truly, this is a time now where we need to be more thoughtful and more mindful and more heart-filled about our actions and our intentions and our thoughts. So we can together we can do this, and individually we can do this. I wish every single subscriber, every sister that comes across this video, the very best, and I want us to have a new beginning on August 21st. August 21st is the new beginning. Let's eclipse this toxic, demonic energy that black men have been sending and casting our way. We are now knowledgeable of darkness, and we're conscious of it, and we're going to bring light to our lives. Those who've been creators of darkness, they'll have to create the light for themselves. We are not responsible for black men. What I do know I need you all to do is do positive things for yourselves. Continue to take care of your health. Continue to, just develop your spiritual third eye, your ability to see, your ability to remain calm under stress, to keep stress out of your lives. And don't fall for the okie doke with black women or black men. Blackistan has been toxic for a very long time. And, if you leave it up to me, I can just tell you Black America is dead. And there's a little bit of life coming out of it, but not a lot, not enough. This black man has killed Black America. I need you to understand that. He is the one who killed it. He killed it with his culture. And his lack of good culture. He killed it with hip-hop music. He killed it with ignorant hate speech. He killed it with toxic sperm, knocking everybody up with his toxic sperm. He killed it by abandoning his children. He killed it by lying and denying his responsibility as a man. He killed it by blaming black women for everything. He killed it by being just in relationships with women. He killed it by being a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, a whoremonger, a freak of nature. He killed it by having bad DNA. His brain cells don't function well like the rest of the world. It's been proven and documented thoroughly that black men do worse than everybody in school in terms of suspension, expulsion. He gets more D's and F's than everybody in school. He has more emotional and psychological problems than anybody else in school. This is well documented facts. And I am tired of dealing with black men. I'm tired of their garbage. Whatever's wrong with them, they have some serious defective DNA. They won't admit it. They won't talk about it. They'll sit up in meetings and pretend that those facts and statistics aren't real. They just get quiet when those things are being discussed about them. They know that they're inferior, but they don't want you to know it. They don't want the white man to know it. They don't want the white woman to know it, the Asian woman, the Latino, Hispanic, the Mexican, anybody they can think of that they want to jump over and try to hop over there and have sex with. They don't want Brazilian women to know it. And so what he's been given is the gift of music, the talent of music, and so he's continued to destroy people with that talent. And he's continued to gaslight and manipulate and pretend that he's normal because he's an entertainer by nature. And they want everybody to treat them with respect and treat them like I am a man, like he's a man, but they want to call each other niggas. And they want to call their women and their children bitches and whores and bastards. And this is why I said there is something wrong with this male. Make no mistake about it. However it got defected, you can blame it on the milk, the water, the air, the mothers. You can blame it on whatever you want to. But there's something wrong with this man. And a lot of time has gone into discussing his issues. And if any black woman in America is in denial about that after knowing the truth, you might have a decent boyfriend right now. That's not my issue. My issue is, what about the majority of what black women are dealing with? And if you look very, very closely, you will see there's something wrong with this black man. And the more that you deal with him, the more you're going to have something wrong with you. Now, if this doesn't fit you, then move on. That's not you. Okay? I'm not coming from a place of bitterness. Where I'm coming from is I'm just tired of it, and I want to continue to help sisters who have dedicated their life and their time to moving on from black men to have some positive, I want to call it positive closure. Meaning that I'm speaking to you from the perspective of women who have moved on. I'm not trying to convince you to move on. I'm talking to women who've already moved on. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, what if you meet a nice guy who's attracted to you, who seems interesting, and he seems like he's a good guy? That's going to be up to you to decide if you want to take a chance and go out and date him. I suggest do not sleep with him and have sex with him before you really know who you're dealing with. 9 times out of 10, if you make a black male wait to have sex with you, you're not going to have a relationship with him, because they're just very exploitive by nature when it comes to having sex with women. Like, they don't have anything to offer, and so they want to have sex as quick as possible to try to get you emotionally hooked into them and to get you obligated to their penis needs. It's just very simple. They're just concerned about their penis. They need somewhere to stick it, and I'm just being frank about it. And if you make him wait, then you'll know what kind of person he is. And if he gives you a discussion or debate about your body and tries to belittle you or make you think you're playing games. You know, I had this one asshole tell me that I'm playing games with him because he's never been over my house. He tried to turn his need to have sex around on me because he's never been to my house. So he said I was playing games. So you're going to meet all kinds of black men that are going to tell you all kinds of lies. They're going to try to manipulate you, disrespect you, abuse you, get you to change your mind about your values, your standards. Don't believe them and don't fall for this shit, black women. You see, I'm no fool. I know that you're still going to have to interact with black men in this country some kind of way. And as long as that's the case, you're going to have men that from time to time are going to try to talk to you and approach you. And all I'm saying is, make up your mind to be very discerning from here on out and to put some distance between his need to have sex with you and your need to learn who he is and to make up your mind. Because hopefully many of you already decided that the black man has no place in your life. Like, the only men I'm considering at this point are men, and I've been this way for forever, for a long time, are foreign guys, foreign men. And for some of you, that's going to require a little more work, research, travel, or whatever. But you just got to just decide. Because when you know too much about the black man, you're no longer eligible for him anyway. Because black men require that you be somewhat, if not in denial, kind of like how the handmaidens are, then they need you to just not be very aware. You see what I mean? So they kind of push you in an awkward situation to have to pretend that you don't know that this man is as shallow and selfish and destructive, greedy, inferior, whatever you want to put it, you fill in the blank. That he wants you to not be as aware of that. Or he wants you to deny it along with him. And that's simply your choice, black women. Get focused on doing good things for yourself in the eclipsing of this black male. He's taken up a lot of your energy. He's never going to apologize for the things he's done to you, said to you, how he's treated you, or how he's not treated you. And when he does apologize, be sure that it's only going to be because he has something to gain for himself. It's not going to be to apologize because he really has the ability to feel your hurt and your pain. And I think it'll be interesting for you sisters to build a life where you intentionally, even if it's only for 30 days, look at what life is like without this black male. Just what is life going to be like? What is it really like right now? Always look your best. Always feel your best. Always think your best, sisters. You know, in spite of it all. Some women only have the spark in them that they have because they have a man. But if some of you are single, then you need to understand you're in a great position to let your light shine big. You can create whatever you want at this point. You're not stuck and obligated to some deadbeat man, some dead-end relationship that's going nowhere. Can't you feel the deadness, sisters? Don't you see when you look at black males, don't you see the deadness in their aura, in their energy? And that's what they're doing to black women. They're killing and deadening the frequency and the vibrations of black women. And black women don't even know it. They're living in the past and they don't even know it. It's 2017 and almost about to be 2018. And like I said, the event that I went to, you know, to see people still talking that hip-hop talk and shouting on the microphone and selling t-shirts with Africa on it. And again, I'm down with Africa. I'm just not down with this hoodlum, that this pimp, this deceiver that is constantly trying to make money off of black women. Because you better damn well know that event was well attended by a lot of black women. And you see the problem? So he creates the culture. Black women go out and make the money to support this pimp who's selling you all this dead stuff. You got to make your own vision for the future, sisters, without the black male. Because rest assured, what I just told you is still the truth. This male is dead. He's created a dead culture. And that's why if you feel depressed or lonely or isolated, I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you, black women. You're feeling that way because black men have killed and they have sucked the life out of this environment called America. Those of you who may be listening from other nations or who come across this video from any other location, the Caribbean, you know, this black man has killed it. Now, he hasn't killed it as much in the islands and in certain parts of the world, but in America, he's killed it. He has killed every ounce, every bottle, with every drink drop, every drop of Hennessy, every bottle of Cristal, every wish he was with a model and a white chick, wish he was not born to a black woman. Everything he's done, he's killed it. And so if you feel lonely, depressed, sad, if you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks, or if you feel bitter or angry or resentful, if you have feelings like that at all, if you have fear of the future, the present, or the past, any of those things, it's because this man has killed the environment that you as a black woman are more than worthy. You are worthy of a good life, worthy of a good culture. You're still worthy of a good life and a good culture. You deserve good things. But when you have workers of darkness and iniquity who are constantly looking for ways to suck the life out of the environment because simply their brain is inferior, then no wonder. And this goes back to what I just said. It's well documented that this man is something wrong with him. And everybody has to do all of these changes in the school environment so this man can function, so he can sit down for 5 minutes and learn his ABCs. Fuck all of that, sisters. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of the inferiority of black males. That's not our problem. If some of you have sons, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, because I know you still have to look at your sons and see them as important and special and gifted and smart and all of this stuff. But even probably most likely your sons, if you're honest, you can see the inferiority. You know that they're not living the life that they should have been living because there's something in their brain that tells them don't live that life. This environment is really not good for black men. It's not good for black males in general. Black boys either. But I'm not here to give a fuck about them. What I'm here to tell you is that black women, this environment is not good for you, and it's not good for your daughters and your sisters and your female friends, your sisters, because black men have killed it. And so what we've got to do, black women, is eclipse this black man on August 21st. Get him off your mind for 30 days. Come back to see what we're talking about here a month from now, maybe a month and a half from now. You got to give me some time to dedicate to making some quality recordings. I don't want to just be recording just to be doing it, just to keep you guys on the edge of your seats. I want to record when it's really most meaningful to me now at this point. And that is the only time that I will. Stay subscribed to the channel and just know that I will be doing what a real leader does. I will be gathering information, gathering experiences, gathering my thoughts. And when it's time, I will bring videos to you to help you stay on the course, because I didn't start this movement of discussing black men in such a raw way to leave sisters hanging and to not let you all know how I am making moves. I think, at some point I will have to get off of YouTube, but I want to make the moves necessary for sisters to grow with me before that happens. And what I'm going to do is just ask you all to do what I'm asking you to do on August 21st. Take a break. This black man does not deserve more life. And know that when I'm talking about him for you, so that you can further your thoughts and grow. But in your real life, I hope that you continue to ward against his wickedness and understand things. That's what I'm doing this video recording for, so you will understand. He's created a mess in your life, and you know that he has. And the reason he's done that is because you didn't know what you needed to know. You didn't know what I'm talking about now and what I've been talking about since 2013. You didn't know that you had the right to form the kind of opinions about black men that they have been forming about you. They think that you're no good. They think that you're beneath them. They think that you're a sex object. They think that you can form the same opinions about them. The only difference is there's more facts in place to back up what you think about them and their inferiority. They cannot compete with the men out here in the world. They can't compete with the rest of the world of men. But you can compete, black women, with the rest of the world of women. And I think a lot of sisters think that they can't do that. But look at where we are in education. We're above and beyond everybody in terms of pursuing our education. All you need to do to keep that intact, sisters, is you need to, like I have told you, work on your health, keeping a calm state of mind. Work on, just keep being beautiful. Beautify yourselves more. I always tell sisters, go natural if you can. Eat whole foods. Take more raw food than you do raw dick. I guarantee you'll start detoxing. You'll feel better. Your emotions will get in line. Some women are not, they may be ready for what we've been talking about, but they may not know how to handle the withdrawals. Okay? And what I can tell you is just you need to listen to my videos over and over and over until you really understand. Unfortunately, a lot of the work that I've done was on that other channel. But, I have another channel over there, and it'll be up for a while. Probably I don't know. It'll be up. You can listen to videos that I did re-upload. And You can keep a journal that only you read, a diary. Destroy it at some point, because I don't want people trying to track your thoughts. If you don't live in a situation where you can hide your journals, don't write one. But don't punish yourself. If you need to write, some of you are natural born writers. You can send yourself emails, private emails to just you. Talk to yourself. Get through this thing about this black male and how he's thrown your life off course, and how through his ignorance and his sexual greed, he led you into all kinds of fucked up relationships that he did not teach you. He did not guide you in a positive way as a leader. He used you for his own selfishness. He didn't talk about building you up as a black woman. He was taking what he could get while he could get it. Period. And then the minute you stopped and said, I had enough, now they have a problem with that. You see, and they still come on my channel telling me and talking shit to black women on my channel. They just won't leave it alone. That's one reason why I told you I'm going to start recording when it's most meaningful for me to do so at this point. I'm not going to just be recording just, week in and week out just to do it. I think that the black men that are still lurking around are just so toxic. And we deserve to avoid them. So on August 21st, we will not only avoid them, we will eclipse them. I want you to write your thoughts on this video as thoroughly as you can and as passionately as you can. Let me know what you're thinking. And in a month and a half or so, I don't know when, I'll come back with another video to see how we're doing, how we've made progress. I'll tell you where I am with things. And we'll move it like that. Until then, we don't need to have any wild thoughts of black men. Only wild thoughts we need to have is of other men from other nations, and of going places and doing big things, making money, traveling, being healthy. Those are the wild thoughts that I'm talking about. Because, we get caught up sometimes in the music, and I'm telling you, that's just the black man's last tactic. Although this is DJ Khaled and Rihanna, this song that I'm gonna play, that's all I'm saying. Rihanna's singing this stuff, but she's over there with that billionaire. All right, she's not fucking with these black men in America. They still groping and grabbing and lusting after her and all that stuff. But for now, she's out of it. She's out of their bullshit loop. In different ways, I've told you in this video that the conversations do need to continue. What I'm asking black women to do is to take a purge starting on August 31st. Come back in 30 days or 45 days. We can rediscuss what you all have gained. I want to know what kind of wild thoughts you sisters have that are not about black men, that are good thoughts for you and where your life can go. What kind of wild thoughts can y'all come up with besides this black man and how he's oppressed you? Don't forget that he's done it, because if you forget who your enemies are and where you came from, you'll fall right back in the same trap. Okay, you can do this, and that's why you were drawn to me and my channel, because you are one of the ones who are meant to move and have a better life and to know the truth. And in a lot of ways, you can begin to celebrate on August 21st. Celebrate, use the date, use that great American eclipse date as something to celebrate from a landmark where you've come from with this black man, where you're not ever going again, what you've learned, what you're learning. Set some new goals and just keep it at a starting point, a new beginning. That's what it represents. It's a new beginning for you black women. And you don't have to feel guilty about it either. You better not feel guilty if you know what I know. Until my next video, I'm out.
I don't know if you can take it. No, you wanna see me naked. I wanna be a baby. Spinning in this bed just like you can replicate. Whether it's on the brown. When I get like this, I can't be around. Do it to turn down the noise. Cause I can do the things that I'm gon' do. Wow, thoughts. Wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow. Wait. But not with you.
go, let's go, let's go.
I don't know if you can take it. No, you wanna see me naked, naked, naked. I wanna be a baby, baby, baby. Spinning in as much as I can get from me. Like a whistle on the brown. When I get like this, I can't be wrong. Do it to turn down.
Wait.
But now put